The world number one, Luke Humphries, takes to the stage in Göttingen, looking for another European Tour title this weekend, looking for his 8th to join an exclusive club, including the likes of Chisnell and Price. But if you think the world number one against an Eastern European qualifier is a gimme match, think again, because this is one of the best dart players that's ever lived. He has variety, of that there's no doubt. But when it comes to steel-tip darts, which we're playing tonight, Boris is going to have to try and beat Luke Humphries on a European Tour stage for the 2nd time, because he has done it before. But what kind of shape is Luke Humphries in coming into this match? His Premier League has taken a little bit of a stutter, and the antidote to that would be getting a big win against Big Boris. Your thoughts, Dan Dawson?
Yeah, well, Luke Humphries walked in here this weekend and was like, oh, he's got to remember how to win on a big stage, which is mad for a bloke who a couple of weeks ago was top of the Premier League and had already won the Masters this year. But that's how things can feel when you're used to winning and you lose a couple of games.
140.
It can just suddenly give you a bit of a reality shock, and he's lost his opening game in the last 2 weeks of the Premier League, despite averaging 100 and 102. He's not played badly, just not won.
100.
Happening so often at the minute, especially tonight. You've seen Peter Wright play really well, lose with 105. But what we've seen all day today is evidence that this is a great place to play darts. Nice area to prepare, and when you get on that stage, players are comfortable.
Well, Big Boris has looked comfortable all weekend because he was brilliant against Dirk van Dijvenbode in a really good match yesterday. Averaged a ton, couple of 121 checkouts, a la Jan van Veen. Although not both finished on the bullseye, unlike Jan. But if he plays like that again, he's got a chance. Luke Humphries was not great in Belgium, lost his opening game. And Mike De Decker. That leaves double 16.
89.
You said 1-2-1 and it nearly appeared. That's an amazing 140.
Luke, you require 32.
But it might be a moot point. Just so happens that he is. And look at the reaction of Humphries there. He's bringing intensity into this game, and he knew how important it was to find that double 8.
Yeah, you mentioned the victory that Boris Krcmar does have over Humphries on the Euro Tour. Not the only win, because he has also beaten him in a Pro Tour event. You've got to go back to 2021 for that. But it's 2022, beat him in Budapest. And arguably, that looked like Humphries at his most unbeatable on the European Tour. Because, of course, 2022 was where he started to win big stage titles on the European Tour, the prelude to all the massive success that followed. He just won 3 consecutive Euro Tours. One in Prague, he'd won in Stuttgart, and he'd won in Trier. And that 15-match winning run, incorporating 3 titles, was brought to an end by Big Boris.
100.
Maybe Humphries will remember that, because Hungary is a country that is actually quite important to Humphries, because he made the semi-finals of the very first Hungarian tournament at the Pap Laszlo in 2021, and from there he really did start to kick on when it came to big stage darts.
Yeah, well, look, we heard from Michael Smith earlier on in this afternoon show, didn't we, about how important the European Tour has been in his career. It's been hugely important for Luke Humphries.
138.
It is the stepping stone to great things in big TV events. And look, not just for the ones who go on and win them. It's my firm belief that
96.
playing on big stages in front of 3,000-4,000 people is what gets you ready for big TV tournaments. Didn't get that chance back in the day. Double 10 for 2-0.
30.
I'm surprised that Humphries didn't step a little bit to his right and try and use the angle a bit, but he doesn't tend to do that. What's Boris going to do? He's not going to get a shot at a double.
56.
The ideal marker for Humphries here is about 2 millimeters high. Now he's on 2s.
Game shot on the second. second leg. Luke Humphries.
He's really digging deep early in this one. He does not want to give any crumbs to Boris.
Yeah, well, since he went out at the quarter-final stages of the UK Open to James Wade in a game that it looked like he was going to win until Wade went berserk right at the end. But he's had 3 consecutive exits in the early stages of the Premier League and that early exit in Belgium, so you can understand why he's a little frustrated. I mean, in between that, though, he has made a Pro Tour final. It's not like he's not been winning games, it's just that on a big stage.
Seasons aren't just win, win, win. They're going to have peaks and troughs. It's how you manage them that will define how you progress.
97.
Boris is the only person getting maximums in this game, but Luke is the only person getting shots at doubles.
170 maybe? Oh, how about this?
170.
Well, he's just hit one to set it up. Can he hit one to close it?
Consecutive 170s. That would have been something extraordinary.
97. Boris
Double 8 for a
60.
10 darter for Big Boris. We could see that didn't look great, did it? And he didn't move.
73.
Yeah, the first dart actually veered right and covered the bed. Tops.
33. Boris require 8.
This game might be back on throw in a second. Double 2 again.
4.
He misses what Humphries found.
Luke require 40.
6 darts missed at double by Big Boris Krcmar already in this game.
Game shot.
I mean, Humphries has missed 9, but he's actually hit some. Now, Krcmar yesterday, when he beat Dirk van Dijvenbode, hit 6 darts at double, obviously, because he won 6 legs. He only missed 7.
98.
Humphries made his debut on the European Tour back in 2018 at the European Darts Open in Leverkusen. He lost to Darren Johnson, who averaged 103.22. DJ from Yorkshire was the person to play the world #1 on the European Tour for the first time.
Second greatest darts player in history for Mexborough.
96.
Well, that leads me to who Boris played on his debut on the European Tour, because you have to go back to the very first event, the Austrian Darts Open in 2012, where he lost in the first round to a European Darts Trophy champion, Wes Newton.
Wes Newton? Oh, these soft hit players love a bullseye. Not on this occasion. He's going around the board in search of something he can hit for win a leg.
It was so good, that effort, that Humphries was ducking.
140. Boris required 25.
Don't mess around, Boris. He doesn't mess around this time. Thankfully for him.
He's still averaging more than Humphries in this game, despite the fact he's 1 out of 9 on the doubles.
I don't want to jump ahead too much, Dan, but it's the end of March now. The World Cup's just around the corner.
60.
Boris and Romeo Gerbervat. That's a useful team.
They looked decent last year, didn't they?
60.
We're assuming it would be Romeo. I'm not sure if there's anybody else on the, say, the Challenge Tour who could sneak into.
Maybe
the spot.
Tomislav Rosendich.
140.
I mean, not being a tour card holder, Big Boris, it wouldn't be guaranteed, but he will obviously have money on his ranking, having played and won money in the European Tour event. So.
Yeah, if he wants to play, just let him.
Yeah, quite.
Give that last dart a little bit of shoulder, and it did what it was told. Oh, there's the risky shot. He wanted the 25. That's the sensible route, but he was gambling on the lie.
Yeah, and look, he did that the other night in the Premier League, didn't he, when he was playing Luke Littler, and he got his fingers burned. But it is a conscious decision. Double 12. Well, it doesn't matter if you take out the 101. That's excellent stuff from Luke Humphries in a game full of missed doubles. That is by far the biggest check out, and it puts him in a commanding position.
Yeah, tremendous shot that from Luke. They're the kind of checkouts that really make your heart swell. Your opponent is slightly better off, but you just pinch it by doing the right things.
81.
He's annoyed by something. Maybe that deflection on dart 2.
Well, look, Lucas said many times he feels that he can comfortably play at that sort of 104, 105 average level. He does not feel that is an overexertion to be playing that level. So when he's 10 points off it, like he is at the minute, he will feel like this is like wading through treacle. A 95 average is going to win you a lot of starts. It's good. But he holds himself to higher standards because he knows what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, but he's up against a Boris who's averaging 100 in this tournament. And game.
1-2-7 in game. 12 darter Boris Krcmar.
Loves a bull. We love a bull today. I've had so many of them.
Well, this game is very much alive. 4-1 to the world #1. It looks daunting, but
121.
there's not a huge amount between them. It's been a game of missed opportunities. At least one leg that Boris has let get away from him that he perhaps should have snaffled. That one where he was on a 10-darter and ended up losing it.
I was convinced, you know, when Boris lost his tour card, that the Eastern European qualifiers, he was going to go through them like Ratajski did in 2017. He made was it 11 from 12?
60.
Yeah, the Ratajski qualifier that year, wasn't it? Very much the prelude to what Ratajski would go on and do in the PDC.
Yeah, this building actually has a lot of Ratajski history. He failed to make the World Championship by losing to Whitlock here in 2017 in his last event of the year. He was left in tears at the end. He'd still make the Worlds. And he'd win the World Masters.
Double 16. Oh, it would have been back-to-back 12 darters. This is one of the least hit checkouts in the game. It's not going to be hit there.
A lot of people like to start downstairs. Opens up a few more opportunities. This one's going to get tight. Hate to say I told you so. We are back on throw. It was 3-1 to Humphries. And now it's more likely to be 4-4 than 5-3.
It's just that third leg, the real contested one, where Boris threw it away. Were it not for that, he'd be leading the game.
100.
A little look over the shoulder there. Does he think that Boris was a little bit close? I noticed he didn't turn around and say, "Oi, Boris."
140.
It is a quick game. They both get on with it. Humphries is going to have to be really creative from 3 or 5. This is not the spot where you go 20s first.
Well, let's see. He does. Well, it's aggressive. It is aggressive.
I think even if you get the 60 with the first dart, you should move. It's all about leaving a potential to leave a number after dart 3. And when he hit the single 20, he couldn't.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactical thing.
170.
Hits the 170, leaves 35. Boris Krcmar, one treble combo. Big moment in this game, needs the 54. Skids it in. Oh, it's a level game of 4 apiece.
Boris Krcmar. Michael is Luke to throw first.
you got an insight into that 54 of just what Boris can do. That skid into the 54, that was deliberate.
The last 3 legs, Boris Krcmar, 12 darter, 13 darter, 15 darter. He's averaging close to 103, 104 now.
He's got a ceiling of over 120, which is actually bigger than Humphries.
Yeah, Humphries 119 and change, wasn't it? In the I think it was the very second game he played on the Pro Tour, having just been left out of the Premier League, as if he was proving a point.
Krcmar in the World Championship qualifier went 121 and a bit.
100.
This is like 2 sprinters over 100 metres who can both go about 9.72.
Oh, that's a slip. It just eases the pressure. Humphries has never trailed in this game, but Michael van Gerwen never led against Nico Springer, and he managed to win it.
96.
It ain't over till it's over.
Is that the first time you've ever quoted Lenny Kravitz?
100.
Might do it all the time, mate.
40.
Tops. He leads again, and he's showing patience here. What he's got to show now is the ability to finish the game off, which is something early in the Premier League he's been an absolute ninja at.
Yeah, but maybe lately, and in some of those Premier League games, he's had advantages. The UK Open against him. And look, it's taken brilliant stuff for him not to win from his opponents, but he'll still feel that I had the opportunity there. Good leg on throw, kill the game. And he's in that position, and you've seen a bit of frustration from Luke Humphries, but he's kept his head. Boris Krcmar's kept on coming at him. That average has not dropped all game.
140.
Disappointed with a 140. Welcome to the top level of darts.
Oh yeah, top level. Don't worry about the numbers. If you're just going to stick your first 2 in the treble 20, he's down to a finish.
Well, if he's a soft tip kind of mood, he'll go 25-54 bull.
128. Boris Krcmar, 121.
Surely not. Treble 20. Humphries has a chance to win it. He's got lots of different options here. The 17s, the 18s, maybe treble 20s. Looking at the 18s. Yes, he is. 2 tops. Oh, my word. Oh, my days, Luke Humphries. What a way to bring an end to that.